Hey folks, Michael here with Conquest Overland. I'm out here on a beautiful Pacific Northwest day with stunning views of Mount Rainier and blue skies in sight. And as we're nearing the year end of 2023 with all the holiday shopping madness, I wanted to dedicate a video going over some of the gear and equipment that I've used on numerous trips, no matter when and where they take me. And to kick things off, I wanted to first go over the ICECO fridge. Now, when I transitioned to this Jeep SUV platform, having the fridge installed in here with the fridge slide was one of the first mods or upgrades, if you will, that I had done because we all need to keep our food and beverages cold, and I've been using powered fridges here for quite some time, so it was simply a no-brainer to make that the first on the list. Now, this is the APL 55 model, meaning it's a 55 liter or 58 quart size, and it has a dual zone compartment, so I can set one as the fridge, the other as the freezer, or both the exact same. And why that's really nice is on longer trips, I can put some food in the freezer portion until I need to move it to the other for actually cooking during that time, which is really nice because then you can actually set your fridge to your needs based on where you're going. This fridge does have all the features and benefits of what you would expect from most powered coolers or fridges on the market today, including a soft close hinge, which is really nice, built-in LED lights, Bluetooth capability, multiple connection ports for charging other devices. But what I found really helpful is having it on a fridge slide. Now, being that it's a dual zone at a 55 liter size, it's a little heavy and it's a little big for what it is, but being able to put it on a fridge slide like this, I can now bring the fridge to me, which is an absolute game changer. Before, I had to kind of shove it towards me, and it kind of came cumbersome and especially pretty heavy once everything was in there. So this way, having it on a slide, I can easily access from the sides or the front all the contents, and even more so reach into the back. Because of my stature, it's a little bit harder to do that without having the fridge towards you in that capacity. So again, example of the soft close lid here, which I absolutely love. No more jammed fingers. And then that way, once you grab what you need, you can simply put it back on the slide and it's locked in place. And even more than that, the fridge won't move about when you're on off-road trails or doing things like that. It stays pretty secure given the included tie-down straps and the opening ports that are on the actual slide themselves to make sure it's not going anywhere. Now, what's also nice is ICECO makes another accessory of a portable battery pack. Now, this guy is magnetically able to be attached to the sides or back of most of their fridges that they have. And what's really nice about this is I've used it and I was able to get about a weekend use out of it with the, I got to double check here, 250 watt hour size, which is pretty nice given the capacity and size that it is, as well as the overall weight. But having this magnetically attached to the fridge means that it's going to be organized, I'm not going to lose it, and it's going to be my power source for the fridge itself. What's also nice is there's other output ports if you wanted to charge your phone or tablets likewise as well too. So ICECO's got a really nice lineup of different accessories featured, and even more than that, which hasn't come out yet for the APL 55 model, is going to be a fridge cover. So if you want to cosmetically protect the finish as well as help with a little bit more insulation, that cover is going to be soon coming out, and just one more option that you can add in. So fridges are definitely a must for me. Having the ability to not only put it on a slide as well as power it through a portable battery pack is going to be super key. And ICECO is running sales all the way through the end of the month, like most other products I'm going to be mentioning. And if you're in the market for maybe making a transition from another manufacturer or looking to get into a powered fridge for the very first time, definitely consider them. I love them, been using them for years, and never leave home without it. So sitting right next to the fridge in the back of the Jeep is this rolling rugged case by Roam. This is their 125 liter option, and this thing is beefy, probably a little overkill than what I need, but honestly, I really love it. For my use is this thing hosts all kitchen, galley, and dry goods. And with the numerous accessories that they offer, it's really nice to keep things nice and tidy as you need. So first off, as the name implies, This is the rolling rugged case. So with the wheels on here and with the nylon loops handles that are on here, I can easily move it around camp where I need it. So really, because of the weight and size, it's not a big deal when I need to kind of move it about camp depending on where we set up our kitchen station essentially. On top of that, you have lockable steel latches which are all the way around the case, which help keep things nice and secure. What I found super helpful also is the gas strut lid lift assist. So basically, with just barely touching the lid itself, the gas struts will take over and keep the lid in place locked in, which is really nice. So it's not going to fall back down on you as you're trying to get things in and out of the case themselves. What I've also found very helpful is having the ability to do a number of different accessories. So in here, you're going to see two of their rugged cases, they call them. These are the 1.3 size option. And I have two of those in here, and what they pretty much do is one side's dry goods and the other is going to be all pots and pans, utensils, coffee making gear, all that kind of stuff that lives in here. On top of that is the lid organizer. So you have multiple pouches and pockets. And these are going to be all the little things that I may need depending on the application and how frequent that I'm going to be using them. Just having them out of the way and organized makes it super helpful. So examples are the propane hoses for the actual stove itself, trash bags, koozies, spices, all those kind of things can live right there. And the gas struts, even with those contents, can still lift the lid without any hesitation, which is super nice. Now, if you plan to use this in an out-of-vehicle application, there is a really robust gasket seal on here that helps keep out water, dust, dirt, mud. So if you find these in the back of your trucks or anything like that for other intents, know that all the contents in here are going to be safe and sound. So this case is definitely big. It's a little on the heavy side, but again, because I don't have a drawer system in the back of the Jeep, at least at the moment, this is a great alternative. And one real benefit is I can kind of reclaim some of that space in the back of the Jeep when I'm not out camping or whatever I may be doing, because not only can I save the space, I can also save the weight for just hauling around what's in here and kind of reclaim some of that mileage and efficiency back as we're just scooting about. So this thing is definitely helpful. I can literally host all of it in here and know that everything I need to do anything kitchen related will live right here. So the rolling rugged case by Rome, 125 liter option. All right, so next up is going to be all things sleeping systems by Hest. Now this is going to be a two-part ecosystem, starting with their travel on the go pillow. Now this pillow, it basically folds in on itself with this protective cover using their zipper system that's integrated on it. This cover is durable, weather resistant, all that good stuff. So you can drop it on the ground, nasty dirty mud or whatever, and where you're going to be putting your head at night is going to be safe and sound. What's really nice about this is it also has a carrying handle, so as you move it about camp, you can rest assured you got a good firm grip. But when you are ready to camp, you can simply undo that zipper and your pillow essentially comes to life. So this is awesome because it gives you the versatility of packing it as you see fit and then having the ability of ultra comfort. So they have this in 3 different sizes of the travel, camp, and standard. This is their standard size, and it has a memory foam polyester fill, and you can adjust that loft. So that means you can take out the fill or put more in as far as what you want for your comfort so you can have a great night's sleep. Now, I love this pillow because of one key factor with that fill is that it's temperature resilient. So if you find yourself doing winter, cold weather camping, you may have noticed with other memory foam pillows that it hardens underneath you and you put your head down and it's laying on a brick essentially. That's not going to be the case with the Hest pillow. I've proven that multiple times now, and this thing is super comfortable. Best part, after many uses, you can actually just undo the case itself. It's machine washable, it's totally fine in that fact, and having the ability to take it on the go with you is amazing. So the reason why I put that point in emphasis is I can't leave the pillows inside my rooftop tent. It's just a little bit too much to put inside that hard shell. So what I do is I leave them inside the Jeep, and now all things that I store in there can get nasty, muddy, and gross depending on when and where we go. So knowing that that protective cover of the pillow is going to keep that safe and sound is awesome. So definitely a nice thought and design by Hest. And the second part to that is going to be also inside that rooftop tent of the memory foam mattress. Now I have the dually long mattress in there, and it's a replacement over the stock mattress, which was about 2 inches. The Hest is 4 inches, so essentially doubling its thickness, and that has helped with more comfort, a little bit more relief and pressure points since I'm a side sleeper. And then on top of that, it has a nice R value as well for those cold weather nights to retain that warmth, and even little integrated pockets for your phone or keys or whatnot around the perimeter of that mattress too. So they really thought out the design, and all the same technology from the pillow still goes into that mattress of temperature resiliency. And what's nice is even though I've doubled the thickness within the tent for the mattress, I can still leave my sleeping bag and blanket in there as well, which is very helpful, though the only thing coming out is going to be the pillows. So overall, the ecosystem by Hest is amazing, highly recommend it, and having spent 10 nights on it with our recent trip to Utah, I've definitely got some great sleep, and I highly recommend you guys checking them out. Now for those longer trips when you're in a desperate need of a shower, the Kakadu Outback shower system is essentially my go-to. It's super lightweight, slim, and very portable, making it packing in the Jeep a breeze with how limited room I have in there to begin with. Now this unit has all kinds of features and benefits, and is definitely nice to take when you just want pressurized hot water. So as far as kicking things off, there is a built-in lithium battery, and with a single charge that will give you about 2 hours of runtime, and that operates the entire unit itself, including the digital display where you have your temperature readings, you can adjust your heat and overall diagnostics as well. Also built into the unit is a gas regulator. So as far as the fuel source with propane, I typically bring and use my 5-gallon tank because that serves not only for the propane fireplace, but also for the stove for cooking. So with an extension propane hose, I can just run it to that tank and then have that also be the fuel source for this unit. As far as setting it up, everything is plug and play. Couldn't be any easier. You have 2 hoses, input, output. They're all on a quick connect, so they just clip right into the unit itself. Super easy. And with the input, you have a 12-volt brushless pump and filter here, which is awesome. Because of the shorter length of the hoses, what I do is I'll source my water from, let's say a river or a lake or anything, using this collapsible 5-gallon bucket. That way I can bring and do my shower closer to camp and not have any runoff in those water sources. Also on top of that is with this 5-gallon bucket, it gives me about a 10-minute shower, which is pretty much all that I need. And when you are ready to kick things off, there is a single button for the auto ignition, and you're off and running. You have the ability to adjust the pressure as well as different outputs with the shower head itself, and know that there is a safety feature. Should temperature gets too high, it'll auto shut off right there as well. So with this overall unit, it's great to have hot pressurized water for showers. In addition, if you need, you can also use it for maybe dishes if you need to get some hard cooked on or baked on leftovers from those dishes, having the ability of using this unit. So overall, this is definitely my go-to for those extended trips or just when I want hot pressurized water. But the Kakadu Outback shower system is certainly a go-to. Now, when it comes to keeping all things production gear charged up and ready to go, the Bluetti AC-180 portable power station is essentially my go-to. This is almost the Swiss Army knife of all needs for, I would say, most folks. It's small and lightweight enough at 36 pounds to fit inside most vehicles with ease, but has a capacity of 1800 watt AC output to power pretty much anything you would need for most trips, be it extended weekend trips, even week-long trips, and so on and so forth. The 11 output ports that are on here powers everything from our cameras, drones, action cameras, phones, tablets, computers, heated blankets. I've even recharged the battery on my e-bike with this, and even made a smoothie with a blender out in the field as well too. This thing can handle it, even including the fridge as well too, forgot that one. It can really do a lot, and it's amazing with the weight and size and the capacity that you have to do all that for any type of trip, no matter what size. What's also nice is from 0 to 80%, this thing can charge in about 45 minutes using also a wall AC input at 1440 watts. So that's also nice too, knowing that you can fast recharge this thing. In addition, what I typically do is when we're on our trips is I can recharge this just simply using 12 volt out of the vehicle, so on the go. You can also do solar as well, and then what we've already mentioned. What's also nice is little features that they've added into as far as convenient carrying handles for the unit, but also a wireless charger right on top for your phones too, which I have proven works with your phone case still on, depending on which one you have, but for mine it does, which is awesome. But overall, I think Bluetti continues to innovate and make amazing products, which is why I continue to use them and stand behind everything that they're putting out. But if you haven't incorporated a portable power station in your setup or thinking about maybe getting a more robust size, definitely consider them. I've used Bluetti throughout the years, and they continuously have worked in all varieties and conditions, weather elements, everything that I can throw at it time and time again. So definitely give them a look, the Bluetti AC 180. So when the sun sets like it is doing right now, one piece of gear that I always reach for is the Devos Outdoor LightRanger 1200. Now this is an adjustable height light stand and providing light where and when you need it, which is amazing because I don't run scene lights on my vehicle or any auxiliary type lights. So having this is definitely my go-to for all things when the evening hits. What's beautiful about this is it has an output from 60 lumens all the way to 1200 lumens, and the runtime is accordingly. So you can do about 80 hours on the 60 lumens all the way to 3.5 hours at the max output at 1200 lumens. And when you do have it at that highest ability, you have about 60 square feet of coverage, which is amazing and more than what I need. But the beautiful part, like I mentioned earlier, is it's on adjustable stand. So it can go from 3.5 feet all the way to 9 feet. And what's amazing about that is during the summertime when bugs are just absolutely horrendous and they're attracted to light, you can put this all the way up at 9 feet. They're no longer in your face. They're not around you, especially while you're cooking and just being an absolute nuisance. So it's really nice to have that flexibility and then be able to move the light as you need it. On top of that, Devos also has light filters that can go over the standard white light that you get, making them in a amber, an orange, as well as in red. And that gives you the ability to essentially have the light source not as attractive for those said insects and bugs. But when it comes to winter camping, when they're not as prevalent, the white light is amazing on snow. You actually get such a great reflection of it on the trees and the ground and whatnot. It almost feels like you have even more light. So these Devo lights are incredible. They're USB-C rechargeable as well, so you can recharge them on the go in your car or your portable power station or whatnot. And they have the flexibility of staying in put with a really nice wide-legged stand, and you can also stake them into the ground if you need a little bit more strength behind that as well too. In addition, these things are pretty robust. You can drop them on the ground, roll them through mud and water, have them get rained on, snowed on. You can even drive over them and they're going to be just fine. I've proven pretty much all of those facts. And what's great is Devos continues to innovate as well too. They already have a adhering power pack, if you will, that can provide extra charge to your unit itself should you run out while at camp. So you don't have to wait for it to charge. You can actually put it right onto the stand itself, which is super cool. But overall, I have a pair of them. They come in a nice, convenient carrying case and travel bag, which I just throw right in the back of the Jeep. But for times like now, when the sun is pretty much setting and gone, these are what I reach for, especially when we get into camp late, and we're usually cooking dinner at 8 or 9 o'clock. So the Devos LightRanger 1200, love these guys. All right guys, so now that the sun is going away and the temps are getting colder, I want to feature our last product here, and that is this Ultra Loki jacket from Beyond Clothing. Now, this is just one item of the many that they carry, but Beyond Clothing is known for their expedition-ready layering systems. Now, that can be everything from the heat of the summer months all the way to subarctic conditions. They're going to have something for everyone, no matter where you go. And this jacket is usually kind of a go-to for me, especially here in the Pacific Northwest. It packs small, is lightweight, has responsibly sourced insulation. It can be reversible if you'd like, and is a really nice go-to for hiking or backpacking or casually around camp and whatnot, and keeps you warm even when it's wet. Now, aside from that, they have everything from our downpour rain that we're known for here in the PNW. So knowing that I have a versatility of options, but knowing that everything that I need and rely on is going to work time and time again, which is why I always reach for their clothing when it comes to getting ready for all of our trips. Now, being local here in Seattle, I love supporting a great company, but also those with a great cause. But it's proven that even with our time in Alaska to our time now here recently in Utah, the clothing speaks for itself, and I'm very proud to stand behind that company as we continue to go on with more and more trips in the coming time. But with that, guys, I am probably going to wrap this video up here. It is getting a little cold, and I got some other projects I need to get to, but I hope you found this video at least helpful, and not only to just showcase some of the products and equipment that I use, but maybe give you some ideas, even if they're not directly these products, of what you can do to implement in your own setup based on your needs of where you're traveling and the types of trips that you go on. But overall, I sincerely appreciate your guys' support. It means the world to me. And until next time, safe travels.